Hello, my darlings. So, second collective of the day, we are going to be using the Oracle of the Seven Energies to set the theme. We're going to be using Tarot of the Divine, which is one of my favorite tarots as usual, and Rider-Waite-Smith to do the clarifying. So, while I shuffle, I just want to remind you guys that I am not open for personal readings right now. So even if somebody with, that has stolen my pictures and my name is trying to offer you a reading or purchasing something from them, that is not me. Okay, so stay safe out there, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who's been purchasing the monthly membership, who has been following the YouTube page, the Facebook page. Thank you so much, because I would not be able to do this without you guys, as well as the ones who send stars, who comment, share, react. All of you, thank you so much. I love y'all so much. All right, let's get moving. The theme for today's collective, let's see. Ooh, when you wish upon a star. I don't know why I always think of the little Pinocchio song with this. Okay, 39. Wish upon a star. Intentions based on your desires and aspirations. The act of consciously committing to a vision, sacrificing something of value, gambling on yourself, trusting that dreams can become reality. The importance of daydreams. Do you believe your dreams can become real, or do you shrug them off and chide yourself for being unrealistic? What if you could trust that the world around you holds promise you have not yet realized? Perhaps the point all along is not how something can happen, but the power of wishing and intending. We humans have multiple ways to ritualize owning a dream we want to see manifest in physical form. Think of a wishing well. You infuse a coin with your intention, tuning into the feeling of having a particular experience. Tossing the coin into the well symbolizes the act of letting the how go, walking away and allowing the universe to do its part in the co-creative partnership. Another method is to wish upon a star. In doing so, you also look back to our origins, for we are made of stardust. Today, allow yourself to dream and play with different realities. Even if it seems impossible, if it calls you and feels good, why not choose it? Wish upon a star, then live as if your wish were already true. Know that those beautiful dreams you have been nurturing are in the process of becoming real. Don't forget that the act of wishing, dreaming, and intending is more important than figuring out the how. It shows the universe you're serious about playing the game of life, and you trust the essence of the partnership. Remember, every dream you believe in and hope for is a call to a twinkling star. The answer will come, sometimes swiftly, sometimes slowly. No wish is ever wasted. Interesting. So, somebody here is trying to bring something to life. Maybe something they've always wanted, something that they really, really desire, really hope for. So let's see. That was a little bit of a awkward shuffle. There we go. Okay. First set, please. Oh, the devil. Well then, that's an intense start. Let's see. The moon, the Queen of Cups, Knight of Coins. With the Knight of Swords. This is interesting because it feels like there's this Knight of Swords who is like obsessed with having something stable with this Queen of Cups. However, with the Moon card between them, it's like this person doesn't know how that would be accomplished. They want it to happen, but they're confused how it could ever happen. And that may be why this is coming out. Because it's saying, if you really, and it doesn't have to be this person, that's the difference. When you're trying to manifest love, or you're trying to manifest a relationship, don't try to manifest it with a specific person. Focus on just pulling that energy in all together. Focus on loving yourself, and that's how you bring in love. Focus on, appreciating yourself, and that's how you bring somebody appreciative. Focus on being generous with yourself and others, and that's how you bring in people who are generous. So let's see. And I'm going to do something a little different, even though it didn't really work. But let's see. Let's see if it works on this one. I'm going to just be clarifying with one. Clarify the devil. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is actually different. With the Devil clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, this is somebody who is obsessed with material gain. This is their focus. You see how the snake is looking intently at the picture, at the artist? This is what they're focusing on. Status, wealth, building a legacy financially. But the Five of Pentacles here tells us that this person actually focuses on this because they don't feel that they themselves are worthy without those things. So they're focusing on building material wealth because their inner self doesn't feel very valuable, doesn't feel very, doesn't feel like they are very worthy. Look at that. This is somebody who needs inner child work. Clarify the Moon. Let's see. The Hierophant. The Three of Cups. Now, see, this is very interesting because with the Moon card here, this is somebody who doesn't understand why maybe certain things aren't working out for them. So let's say that this is somebody who's married, because the Hierophant could represent marriage. If this is somebody who's married, but their main objective is materialism, that may lead to third-party situations, as in, unfortunately, their spouse could turn to somebody else for comfort. Now, I'm not blaming anybody here because, see, here's the thing. Here's the real irony. There's a lot of people out there, male or female, it doesn't matter, who want a partner that is ambitious, that is driven, that brings in a lot of material gain. But for that person to be able to accomplish that, that means they're almost never home. That means that they're always going to be busy. They're always going to be also stressed, tired, because the more you grow, the more responsibility comes with it. And I don't know. I think like that would be very difficult for people to have unless both people are incredibly devoted to each other, because it is possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. It just means both people need to be incredibly devoted to each other to be able to say every little chance we get, we're going to spend it together. But I don't think that that's what's happening here. Yeah, I think that whoever it is that was the person that was working, could be this Knight. They're always working. They're always, because they're focused on the gain, the material gain, right? The Queen of Cups could have been somebody who took a lover. Look at that. I think she took a lover. I think that she found, look, we just keep getting the threes. We just keep getting the threes. Three of Cups. With a choice between lovers, falling in love with someone else, giving to two different people, having passion, building a foundation with someone else. Now, I'm not blaming this Knight because, you know, maybe they were taught as a child that this is what you do. In love, this is how you show love. You show that you're the provider. You show that you can give your partner a life of luxury. But if what she needs isn't so much luxury, it's closeness, it's intimacy, but she doesn't know how to ask for that because, again, they're both at fault, right? Then that's just going to lead to a lot of disaster. Clarify Queen of Cups. The Sun. You know what, guys? This story is about to get a little messy, but I just got to say it. Both of these cards indicate children. So there's the possibility that this Queen of Cups went and got pregnant outside of her marriage. Because both of these cards indicate children. I have a feeling she got possibly with this Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords could be the third party, and the Knight of Pentacles could be the person that she's married to. And I'm sorry, for those of you who don't like messy stories, just click off because I feel like this one's going to be a messy one. Um, yeah, I think she was secretly seeing somebody else. And so they're both going to blame each other, right? Because that's how these things work. Queen of Cups, whenever everything comes out, because everything will, that's how things are, will blame this knight for, well, you were never there for me. You never gave me time. You never gave me attention. You barely had time for us to have intimacy. And then they're going to be like, well, here I am working my ass off to give you this, and you're over here, so it's going to be a very messy situation, regardless. But again, it's both people are needing to grow. Clarify Knight of Coins. Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. The Seven of Cups. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I see. I feel both people strayed. Both people had additional people. They both brought in outside parties into the connection. So again, if this is somebody who's obsessed with materialism, right, that means that a lot of time is going to be spent away from home. Well, unless they work from home. But I feel like this is somebody who worked outside of the house. So they may have started a connection with somebody who worked away from home. I mean, not worked, sorry. They might have started a connection with somebody that they worked with, because that's who they're spending all of their time with. And they got to this point where they had to start juggling between their Queen of Cups and someone else. But both people were still giving the illusion of, oh yeah, we're just happy family. We're fine. We're good. We're still in love. We're still very closely bonded to each other. Yada, yada, yada. Because again, if both of these people are very focused on the material, then they also don't want, they don't want to lose status. So if their marriage and the idea of stability gives them some sort of status, they're not going to reveal how unhappy they truly are. You see. Let's see. Next set. Oh, wow. And that one flipped right over. Y'all saw that. That's why I shuffle on camera. Next set. Holy shit. This is sad, but maybe I hope that y'all don't resonate with this. I actually hope that this is just a story we're watching from the outside in, and that we can learn from, because this is sad. Oh wow. Yeah. So, with the Star reversed, when these two originally started, when this connection barely started, they felt like they were each other's wish come true. They were each other's dream man, dream woman. And then as time went on, and they ended up married, with the Tower, everything fell apart. They're both in this place of like, well, you weren't what I expected. Well, you weren't what I expected. But again, honestly, this is just a lot of lack of communication, lack of maturity. And it was meant to teach both people, how do I put this? I'm not saying, and I feel like people misinterpret this, I'm not saying that people need to go through really fucked up situations so that they can learn. I feel like we put ourselves in fucked up situations, and the only thing we can take from that is lessons. That's just how reality goes. Maybe these two initially felt they were perfect for each other, but they really weren't. And they wouldn't have known that unless they get together and see how disastrous it is, how it fails. So with the Nine of Swords, now they're both in this energy of the Nine of Swords. This is the Oracle of Delphi, and it's like she's giving a prophecy of, this is what's really messed up. So in this specific, I want to read it because there's a specific prophecy she's giving. Oh, that's right. So she's warning this king about Oedipus that will one day kill him. And then this man let his fears about that happening control him. And he's raised his son with a lot of hate because he kept expecting him to kill him. And guess what? He did, because he already had the expectation. So this is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, which could be what the wish upon a star is about too. Whether we realize it or not, sorry, I can't talk today. Whether we realize it or not, whatever we hold as true, whatever our belief is what we create. And one of these two people, or both, came into the connection with the belief that possibly marriage or commitment or family would eventually bring them pain. And it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Which is why Wish Upon a Star is here, because it's whatever you hold as a belief that you will see. So people, for example, people who believe, nobody loves me, they're going to keep seeing confirmation of that. I keep seeing a meme out there that says something like, don't tell people that they don't deserve love unless they love themselves. That is not what anyone is saying. When healers like me tell people, love yourself first, it's not because we're saying they're not worthy of love. It's because we're saying they will never accept love from others. Because if you don't love yourself, you'll never be able to see that in others. You'll never be able to believe that in others. So you'll destroy it, and then you'll sit there and regret. So we're not saying that you don't deserve love. We're saying you feel you don't deserve love, and therefore you will destroy it, like this. Let's see. Clarify the star reversed. High Priestess. Yeah. It's like somebody is sitting here saying, I knew that would happen. I knew. And then they created it because they're so sure it wouldn't work. They're so sure it wouldn't work. So it's like, okay, I'm going to change it out of love to make it less tricky, because I know a lot of y'all might struggle with that concept. Let's talk about a restaurant, okay? Let's say somebody wants to start a restaurant, but they start the restaurant with, nobody's going to like my food anyways. The thing is, when you have that attitude, it's going to reflect in what you do. So when they're trying to cook a meal, they're just like, nah, nobody's going to like it anyways. And they just throw this bullshit together. Well, guess what? They're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the lack of effort that they're putting in, because they're not going to like it anyways, means it's guaranteed that people won't like it. Do you see what I'm saying? So somebody's sitting here in this energy of like, see, I knew it would turn out like that. I knew. I went against my own intuition. I should have known, without realizing that, no, they just created a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what happened. They believed that it wouldn't work. They believed one day I'm going to wake up and this is all going to fall apart. And it did, but not because it was meant to fall apart. They made sure it fell apart. So it's kind of like if you have this restaurant and people come to you and want to eat, and you're just like, I'm sure after you eat this, you'll never come back again. People might look at you sideways like, okay. And they're going to start wondering, well, what's in the goddamn food? They might even leave right there and then. And then you're like, see, but you made that happen. Do you see what I'm saying? God, I can't. This frustrates me. I used to do this. And so I understand how difficult it is to stop, but you have to interrupt those patterns of behavior. Clarify the Tower. We've got Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. There's that. Okay, so the Knight. I feel like this Knight, and they're a Knight because they might have been really young when this happened. So this could be somebody's past we're looking into, because they're showing up as a King of Swords now. But the thing is, they're showing up as a King of Swords because they think that they're smarter now. They think that they can avoid this now. Because with the Seven of Pentacles, they really thought that they were investing in the right person. But with the Ace of Swords, they were also really slow to commit because they're like, but I also know how people are. So, you know, you can't fool me. We'll move forward. But Seven of Swords, it's like they were moving forward with the expectation of betrayal. They were moving forward with the expectation of things going sideways. And that turned into a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because when you're expecting things to fail, you are behaving that way. You are, let's say that they're expecting their partner to cheat on them. So I'm going to explain how that can turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy. They're constantly saying, there's two ways that there's multiple ways, I'm sure, but at least two that I can think of right now. One, people really underestimate the power of words. So when you're constantly saying, I know that you're lying to me, I know that you're cheating on me, I know that you're with someone else, I know that you want that person, you're casting a spell. Every single time we utter a word. And this is one of the reasons we have to be so careful with our words, because they can be used against us or for us. And here, this is somebody using words to destroy themselves. So they might even degrade their partner and say things like, well, you're just a slut. I'm so sorry about that, because I'm not trying to say that that's real. But this is things they might be saying, to their partner. And in their hurt, their partner might be like, well, let me prove your point. Let me go show you that you're right. But now they're just doing it out of spite, out of hurt, not everybody does that. Some people are like, I'm just going to leave. But either way, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the other way it can be done is because the constant reminder of like, I saw you looking at that person. I see how that person might actually start paying attention. Like, well, why is this person such a threat to this person? Let's look at them, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's like somebody was like, okay, we're going to move forward, but I already know where this is going to go. But they're expecting it to fail. Clarify the Hermit. So this would actually fall first. Strength and Seven of Wands. With the Four of Pentacles. So this is somebody who is very closed off. They don't allow closeness. They don't allow intimacy because they're in this energy of like, I'm too wise for that. Even though I feel like they're being faced with an Empress right now. So this could be their history that we're seeing. But this is somebody who's in this energy of like, I'm always alone. I'm wise enough to always be alone because I know that if I let somebody in, they're just going to end up hurting me. So I reject. I push away because I don't want to get hurt again. See, that's the equivalent of somebody saying, I'm just never going to drive again because I had a car accident and I don't want to have another car accident. Well, there's no guarantee that you won't have a car accident, but there's also no guarantee you will. A lot of it depends on how you drive, on how vigilant you are, but it also depends on other drivers. And you can't really control that, right? But that doesn't mean that we're just going to not live because we're so afraid something bad might happen. With the Strength card here, they feel a lot of passion right now, but they're letting their history with, self-sabotage win. Because they keep thinking, it's like they haven't really learned the lesson. They haven't understood the whole point of how their past happened. Let me put it to you this way. I've seen people who do things out of, like they're trying to, how to put this? They're trying to get a reaction out of their partner. So they may do things like, a masculine may do things like, oh, I like it when my partner gets jealous. I like it when my partner shows me how angry it would make them that I give someone else my time, my attention. So they do it on purpose because they like seeing that reaction. That to them means love, because they don't have the maturity to say, I need your attention. I need reassurance from you that I matter to you. They don't know how to say that. They choose not to say that because that would be too vulnerable. So they'd rather go and psychologically mess with their partner and get those reactions, because there's a like little ego boost that they get, because they don't know how to open up and say, I need your love. I need your attention. I need you to confirm to me that I'm important to you. Clarify Nine of Swords. The Moon. And there we go. Yeah, this is somebody who still hasn't gotten the point. They still haven't learned the lesson. So they're very wary of love, when it's not love, the one that messes them up, it's themselves. You know that meme of, oh, what's his name? There's this comedian that in the back, there's somebody sitting in a chair. Then he turns around and shoots that person. It's like, oh my God, why did they just shoot themselves? He's the one that did it. This is that meme in real living color. Somebody who wants love, but because they still haven't learned that they're the ones destroying it, they say love just destroys itself. No, it doesn't actually. They are destroying it. But that's because their belief is that love won't last. So they destroy it. Kind of like somebody who believes money doesn't last. So then they get $1 million, and because they're in that belief of money doesn't last, they don't know how to invest properly. So they just blow it. And they're like, see, I told you money doesn't last. No, that's because you have poor management. You have poor money management skills. So this is somebody who believes themselves to be very wise, but they're actually not. The one who's wise is this Empress that's around them. But I don't know, she's just like, her energy's here, but this is showing us somebody's history, because it's like they may have their eyes on this Empress, but they're not going to be able to match her, because especially an Empress would know how to invest in love. I don't think this person has learned the lesson yet. Let's see in part 2. I'm going to stop part 1 here. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to comment, react, share. Even if it's just a little emoji, commenting really helps my algorithm, shows me you appreciate my time and energy. Okay, guys? And if you really want to show you appreciate my time and energy, please make sure to sign up for the monthly membership. It gives you access to all part 2s. If you, the link for that is down below. And if you've already signed up for the monthly membership, just click on my main page. It'll take you to my Facebook page. You'll see subscriber sub, and that's where all part 2s are at. Okay. All right, guys. See you on the other side. Bye-bye.